time is fleeting, but this story is unfolding right now, and if you blink, you might miss one of the most talked about moments in television. Just one day after a beloved design show announced its end, one of its stars revealed a brand new project, and the timing ignited a wave of reactions. What happens when fate, strategy, and perception collide in the spotlight? Today's story holds the answer. The subject, Bobby Berk, the interior design expert from Queer Eye, and the surprising timing of his new HGTV show announcement relative to Queer Eye's cancellation. With social media buzz, castmate comments, and official clarifications in play, this is a moment charged with emotion, strategy, and timing. Here's why it's relevant now. Queer Eye is ending after 10 transformative seasons. Days later, Bobby reveals his new show, Junk or Jackpot, set to premiere in late 2025 on HGTV. The reactions have ranged from shock to support, and the debate has taken on a life of its own. When Netflix relaunched Queer Eye in 2018, it became more than just a makeover show. The Fab Five, experts in design, grooming, food, fashion, and culture, were brought together not only to transform homes, but to change lives. Bobby Berk, as the interior design specialist, was central to this mission. While his co-stars focused on personal growth, Bobby created sanctuaries for participants, helping them rebuild environments that supported lasting change. Over 8 seasons, Bobby earned recognition for his calm presence and practical yet stylish designs. He was often seen as the steady backbone of the Fab Five, the one who tackled the biggest physical transformations while quietly guiding participants toward emotional breakthroughs. Viewers connected with his work and personality, making his eventual departure bittersweet. A quick pause. If you want to stay updated on all things HGTV, make sure to hit that subscribe button, like the video if you're enjoying it so far, and drop a comment to share your thoughts. All right, let's jump back in. In late 2023, Bobby announced he was leaving Queer Eye. Rumors of creative differences and tension with Ton France followed, though Bobby later clarified that they had reconciled. Regardless, his exit marked a major shift for the show. Losing a member of the Fab Five was no small moment for fans who had grown attached to their chemistry. Months later came the next shock. Netflix confirmed that Queer Eye would end after its 10th season. The announcement marked the conclusion of one of Netflix's longest-running unscripted hits. Fans expressed sadness, but also gratitude for a decade of representation and uplifting stories. The end of Queer Eye was the end of an era. Almost immediately, a new headline emerged. On July 10, 2025, just one day after Netflix's news, HGTV announced Bobby's new series, Junk or Jackpot. The timing couldn't have been closer, and it sparked as much controversy as excitement. The series, set to debut in late 2025, will run for 6 episodes. It is executive produced by John Cena, best known for his wrestling and acting career, but now increasingly active in television production. The concept is striking. Bobby will meet homeowners with enormous collections, superhero figurines, vintage dolls, puppets, miniature sets, or other rare treasures that have taken over their homes. His role is to help them decide what to keep and what to part with. Items sold will fund renovations, transforming cluttered houses into refreshed, functional spaces. Bobby explained that the show is about balance, honoring the passions that define people while helping them reclaim control of their living environments. Unlike shows that mock hoarding, Junk or Jackpot promises compassion, humor, and emotional storytelling. For Bobby, it represents a chance to merge design with empathy on his own terms. Yet, the timing of the announcement became the real story. Many noticed that the reveal came just one day after Netflix said goodbye to Queer Eye. Some fans called it opportunistic, suggesting it overshadowed the farewell of the series that made Bobby famous. Even former castmate Karamo Brown weighed in with a pointed, "Girl, the day after?" a reaction that captured how awkward the overlap appeared. Bobby quickly responded. He stressed that television announcements are carefully scheduled far in advance. The July 10th date had been locked in months earlier, long before Netflix set its own timeline. He added that he had no advance notice of Queer Eye ending, despite being part of the show for 8 seasons. For him, the timing was simply a coincidence. Show announcements don't happen on a whim, he emphasized. Still, perception often matters more than reality in entertainment. For many fans, the closeness of the 2 announcements was uncomfortable. The farewell to Queer Eye was still sinking in when headlines about Bobby's new venture took over. Others, however, saw it differently. They argued that Bobby deserved the spotlight, that he had worked hard to reach this stage, and that junk or jackpot. It was an exciting new step worth celebrating. The debate reveals a broader truth about television. Timing is everything, but timing is rarely in the hands of the stars. Networks operate independently, with press calendars set months in advance. Rarely do they coordinate with one another. That makes overlaps like this difficult to avoid. For Bobby, though, the transition makes sense. After years of working in an ensemble, he now has the chance to lead his own show. With Junk or Jackpot, he can shape the tone and focus entirely around his voice and design philosophy. It's a natural evolution for a television personality. Establish yourself within a group, then move into solo work. The controversy also underscores how invested fans are in perception and loyalty. While Bobby insists the overlap was out of his control, some see it as symbolic. That tension between intent and perception is part of what keeps stories like this alive in cultural conversations. So, what do we actually know for certain? Queer Eye will conclude after its 10th season, closing out a decade of cultural influence. Bobby was part of the series for its first 8 seasons before departing in 2023, and Jeremiah Brent stepped in for the final 2. On July 10th, 2025, HGTV revealed Bobby's solo project, Junk or Jackpot. The 6-episode series, executive produced by John Cena, will premiere in late 2025 and follow Bobby as he helps collectors decide what to keep, what to sell, and how to use those choices to fund meaningful home transformations. While the timing of the announcement drew criticism, Bobby maintains it was scheduled long before and unrelated to Queer Eye's ending. Bobby Berk's story is about more than a new show. It's about how timing and perception shape the way audiences experience change in entertainment. For some, this moment feels bittersweet, the end of Queer Eye marking the close of something special, and the beginning of Junk or Jackpot, symbolizing Bobby's next chapter. Whether seen as a coincidence or a controversy, one fact is clear: Bobby Berk is stepping into a new spotlight. His design skills and ability to connect with people have defined his career so far, and they will shape what comes next. What do you think? Share your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss future uploads.